Gather close, good folk, aye, nearer to the fire, for this is no hearthside trifle, but a tale of hammer and heart, of gold and grief, of dwarves who dared what kings forbade. Hear now the ballad of the dwarves who adventured to Moria, as told by me, Marigold Headstrong of Hobbiton, scholar to the unsung cartographers, and if you'll forgive my pride, a witness to sights most will never see. O Moria deep, where shadows creep, where Durin's drums lie still and sleep. This is a story of peril, of fire and fang, of ancient halls long lost to song, a tale of companions who believed that Flonar held a key, a bright promise on a chain of mithril, and that he alone knew a secret road back into Khazad-dûm. I heard this truth from Darnam Stormeye herself. Stout as iron, sharp as a mountain wind, she survived the burning of the Vale of Gold, where Holthar of the many hands loosed his orcs upon the Dwarven village. A bitter night that was, but that, my friends, is another tale, best told when the fire burns low and the doors are barred. Now, all wise folk know the ancient sorrow of Moria. For 1,000 years, its halls have lain empty of dwarves, since they delved too deep and woke a terror that shattered Durin's folk. Later, King Theron II and Dane Ironfoot drove out the orcs in the great war of dwarves and orcs. Yet, even victorious, Dane forbade any dwarf from ever returning. Let sleeping darkness lie, he said. But laws weigh light on restless hearts. Darnam had heard Flonar speak often, with fire in his beard and stars in his eyes, that the dwarves must return. The treasure uncounted yet remained in the deep. Her own grandfather had thundered the same. It is ours by right. We must reclaim it. Borthald joined because Flonar claimed there was proof that the old tales were true, and Borthald would not rest until he saw this with his own eyes and set it to record. Roinan sought the history buried in the stones of Moria. That was the most important thing to all dwarves. Madskug sought glory, gold, and a legend worth singing. So Flonar gathered them, along with his old friend Narvi, and swore he knew a hidden path into Moria. From the Blue Mountains they marched, across Arnor to Tharbad, where a man named Dior begged passage upriver and paid them well for it. Then came Redhorn Pass, cruel, white, and wind-bitten. The snow clawed at their boots, the cold gnawed their bones, yet still they pressed on. At the summit, they camped beneath a jutting rock, fire crackling like restless spirits. And that was when the wolves came. Great white hunters, eyes like embers in the dark. Madskug and Ronan stood back to back with blazing brands, while a wolf seized Flonar by the arm. Axes fell, daggers flashed, and blood spattered upon the snow. 3 wolves turned upon Darnam, fangs bared, but dwarves do not break so easily. Roinan blew his horn, a sound sharp as iron on stone. Madskug's axe sang. Borthald wrestled a beast barehanded, though its bite laid him low. And in a desperate moment, Darnam snatched a skillet from the fire and hurled burning embers into the pack. The wolves fell back, howling, circling, promising death, until Madskug piled the dead wolves and set them ablaze in a grim pyre that glowed against the night. When dawn came, Flonar still lived, though pale as winter moon. Around his neck hung the mithril chain, and upon it the key. Borthald read its runes, 17. Flonar whispered, "Dim-walled stair," and sank once more into darkness. Down they went, down the frozen cascade, step by treacherous step, until they found a tunnel carved in ancient dwarven beauty, lined with 20 towering pillars. They searched the rock face and found a safe haven in a crevice hidden from view. There they rested until daylight. The search resumed. 17 pillars they counted, and there upon the stone, Borthold saw it, a door. Silent, seamless, waiting. The key turned. The door opened like a breath, and thus, my friends, they stepped once more into Moria. Stone beneath, stone above, ancient halls the dwarves once loved. The passage spiraled down into the deep. At a branching landing, Flonar, half-conscious, pointed downward. The throne room lies that way. Narvi found a hidden chamber, and there he and Flonar waited while the others pressed on. Below, a grand gallery shimmered with torchlight. Orcs and goblins scurried like vermin, hauling chests of gold into the throne room, 5 chests gleaming with ancient wealth. Dwarves are not known for patience. An arrow flew, a hammer fell, a half-beard leapt. Blades flashed, bones cracked, and battle roared through the ancient hall. Goblins fled, drums began to thunder, a call to the dark. Quickly, they gathered what they could carry. Coins, cups, scrolls, relics of a long-lost kingdom. Heavy was their load, and swift their retreat. Oil was poured upon the passage. Flames were lit. Fire roared like a chained dragon behind them. And then, tragedy. On the landing, Madskug found Narvi dead, his throat cut in the shadows. Flonar's heart broke in that moment, yet still they fled. From the depths rose a towering orc, twice the size of any other, bellowing that they had violated a secret older than mountains. Steel clashed, daggers bit, blood fell upon ancient stone. Borthold struck him down, and yet darkness does not yield so easily. Ronan held the line, hurling goblins into blazing oil as orcs charged through fire itself. At last he broke away, and they fled, up the spiral, through the secret door, back into the cold light of the world. All night they hid in their secret mountain crevice, hearing orcs hunt them along the dim-walled stair, and when dawn came, they crept away, bearing the treasure of Moria back to the Vale of Gold. So drink, good friends, to dwarves so bold, who brave the dark for ancient gold. For glory gained, and price they paid, remember well the vows they made. And that, kind listeners, is how the dwarves walked once more beneath the mountain and lived to tell the tale.